Assalamualaikum and good afternoon everyone. I would like to welcome all board members to the annual general meeting 2020. Present at the meeting today are Ms. Natasya, our first financial manager, and Ms. Soleha, our second financial manager. Ms. Wardina as member representative, while Mr. Rafiq as representative of Amway Malaysia Holdings Berhad shareholder. At the end of the meeting, we will have a question and answer period, and Ms. Natasha and Ms. Sheha will be answering the question concerning the company's financial report. Alright, now I will distribute the agendas. Did everyone use the agendas?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, is everyone here?
Everyone is here, sir, and we have a phone.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha. Can we proceed with our agenda? Are there any amendments?
No, sir, there is no amendment.
Can anyone propose the minute pass as a true record?
I propose the meeting to be passed as a true record.
I second the motion.
Alright, let's move forward. Any matter arising?
No.
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 Alright, let's move on to our business. As everyone informed, today's meeting primary objective is to analyze the financial report of Amway Malaysia Holdings Berhad as it ends on 31 December 2020. The report is open for discussion. If Ms. Wardina and Mr. Rafiq have any question or comments regarding of this, you can ask after the presentation. Ms. Natasha, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Now, I will show the comparison between 2020 and the previous year. For liquidity, the current ratio for Amway Malaysia Holdings Berhad indicates the company did not have the ability to pay its liability better. Company has less liquid in the current ratio. Next, the quick ratio in 2020 is 0.82 times compared to 2019 is 1.07 times. This figure shows that the quick ratio has decreased in 2020. In year 2019, the amount of net working capital is higher compared to year 2020. For efficiency, the total asset turnover in 2020 is low compared to 2019. It indicates the company is less productive in the firm's investment in assets during the year 2020. However, the average collection period in 2020 is 10 days, which is better than 2019, 16 days collectible. The fixed asset turnover for the year 2020 shows that it's higher than 2019, which means the management is making better use of its fixed assets. For total asset turnover, it also shows a good performance as for year 2020, the company generate higher compared to previous year that makes the firm efficiently using its assets to generate sales. It shows that companies need to improve their asset management and not be able to utilize asset to maximum yet. Ms. Soleha, you may proceed to the next analysis.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha. For profitability, net profit margin in 2020 is 4.07% and in 2019 is 5.29%. It indicates that in 2019, the company is able to generate net earnings for shareholders for RM 0.0529 for each ringgit of sales compared to RM 0.0407 in 2020. It means that the company is unable to get higher returns and poorly in growth prospects. Furthermore, operating profit margin in 2020 has decreased to 5.40% compared to 2019, 6.68%. It means that the company's productivity of assets is poor as it indicates a higher cost structure and will result in lower profits. Moreover, return on total assets in 2020 is also poor with 9.69% compared to 2019, 11.55%. it shows that in 2020, the company is able to generate net earnings of RM0.0969 for RM1 investment in its assets compared to RM0.1155 in 2019. Consequently, it indicates that the company's productivity of assets in getting revenue is poor. Thus, the company is also unable to control costs of operations. In other words, the company is performing poorly in every profitability level for 2020 compared to previous year. For leverage ratio, the debt ratio of the company in 2019 is doing better in 2020, where the value is 49.77% rather than 53.67%. That means the company is making more debt than previous year and not able to meet its interest payment from the previous year too. For the second leverage ratio, we have a debt to equity ratio. This ratio helps us see the proportion of debt and equity in the capital structure of the company. For the value itself, the percentage in 2019 shows a low value compared to 2020. This means that for every RM1 of the company owned by the shareholder, the company owes RM0.022 creditors. Lastly, we have times interest earned ratio. Based on the proportion that I calculated, we can see that 2020 is more significant than 2019 by an increase of 7.96 times. It means that the company can meet its interest obligation because earnings are significantly greater than annual interest obligations.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha and Soleha, for the presentation. Alright, next, move on to the next agenda, which is a presentation of comparative analysis between our company with the competitor, based on Holdings Berhad for the year 2020.
Alright, now I will explain about the comparison between Amway Malaysia Holding Berhad and Beshom. As we can see on the slide, according to the liquidity ratios between Beshom and Amway for 2020, it shows that Amway has many poor conditions in their performance. Amway is unable to satisfy its goal to meet short-term obligations as they come due. Next, for the calculation activity ratios, Amway are considered good compared to Beshom. That means that Amway is effective in managing its assets. Ms. Soleha, you may proceed to the next analysis.
Thank you, Ms. Natasha. Alright, next, I will continue with the comparison of leverage ratio. The debt ratio for Amway Malaysia Berhad is 53.67%, while for Beshom's Holdings Berhad is 14.25%. This means the company had RM0.53 in debt for every RM1 of its assets compared to Beshom's. This shows that Beshom has a good performance in debt ratio because the company only borrows less debt. Next, the debt to equity ratio shows that Amway Malaysia Berhad has a higher ratio, which is 0.02 times compared to Beshom's Holding Berhad, which is only 0.012 times. As a result, Beshom has a good performance in debt to equity because the company has a lower debt ratio compared to Amway. For the interest time ratio earned, Amway Malaysia Berhad is 102.51 times and for Beshom Holdings Berhad is 113.33 times. It shows both companies are able to measure the amount of revenue that can be used to cover interest expenses. But Beshom does a better job at managing its level of financial leverage compared to Amway. And the last one, the comparison of profitability ratio. As we can see on the slide, according to the comparative analysis between the overall profitability of Berhad and Amway for 2020, it shows that Amway has many poor conditions in their profitability level. Amway is unable to satisfy its goals to maximize the owner's wealth, as well as to attract new capital. However, the calculation of ROA and ROE is considered good compared to Berhad's. It means that Amway still has changed to improve their profitability level in order to grow over time.
I find the analysis very contented since Amway Malaysia Holdings Berhad is becoming better in 2020 and more competent enough for the industry. But sadly, if our company analysis compare with the competitors, it shows that our performance is slightly poor.
I feel a little bit relieved because the changes are not that high. Our liquidity company has less liquid compared to previous year, but the changes are not too high. We can conclude that the company is still not able to meet its current obligations as they come due. In addition, the firm is also able to pay off its current liabilities with its most liquid assets.
Okay, for me, after seeing all the financial statements, I am pleased with some of the good performances, even though there are many declining than improving performances. So how you do that?
This is because of the much efforts, commitment, and sheer hard work of everyone in this company. We can see clearly there is an improvement in our performance than last year, but also a decrease in NPM. I also have confidence and have a high hopes that next year we will be able to improve our company's performance again. We can do a better forecast in order to get better performance. Alright, now I need all of you brand in this matter. Any idea that we can improve ourselves more than our current sales?
I think that we are no longer relatable to the client. We are unknown and slow in getting the client attention to our service.
I would be more happy if you could gain more sales than this, as it will give good feedback, and I will consider investing more in this company if the dividend is good enough.
Thank you, Mr. RAFIQ. We will try our best. We will do more for future plans.
Okay, good. Perhaps you can explain what is your plan to me?
Innovation and unique products. This will continue to intensify marketing and promote sales of stock. This is what we are going to do. We should focus on tapping the opportunities since our customers like something fresh and new. And in a while, we can also go up property development and investment business. By doing all of this, I believe we could attract the client's attention.
Yes, I agree with your idea. Next idea is I think we should enforce more on divestment of the bank. This could be part of the initiative to boost earnings for this segment as for generating cash flows.
That's a good idea also. Any more ideas?
Yes, sir. I would like to suggest that we do any CSR project this year for extra marketing. From this project, it will raise the public awareness of the existence of our company and know the advantages of the service we can offer them and increase sales and demand from customers.
I really like the idea from you, Miss Soleha, and yes, I will support it. Like you said just now, this CSR project will raise the public's awareness to the existence of the company. As a result, the sales and demand can also be improved.
I like all of your ideas. However, in view of cost and benefits, we should only associate with the best ideas where we can generate the highest sales from it.
Mr. Chairperson, may I know, do you think this will not waste your company's finance? If it is not a waste, what would you do? And if it is a waste, what should you do?
I have a confidence since our company and our products have been recognized by our clients. This brought us much success and acceptance by our clients since they are already trusted our products. So I'm sure that this will work and we will not let our financial go to waste.
Alright, if you say so. All in all, what is my dividend for this year? I'm looking forward to good news, but somehow I get a bad feeling after seeing the analysis of your net profit margin.
I'm sorry to say that our company cannot finalize the dividend of the shareholders for this year. This is saddening. However, Amway's financials for this year are still under review, and we cannot give out the exact amount of dividend to the shareholders.
I would love to invest more in this company if the actual dividends meet my expectations.
As the CEO, I apologize for this difficulty we are facing. As for that, the board does not intend to recommend a final dividend in respect of the year under review.
If that's the case, I demand the remedies for the entire shareholder.
Once again, I'm sorry for the incompetency in generating better NPM. As a remedy, what if the dividend of the shareholders is given double and 1% extra dividend for the next year?
1% is quite big, and how can I reject such a good offer? And yes, I agree.
I'm glad that this settles our case here.
However, Mr. Chairperson, we do not have enough financial strength to generate our sales.
I suggest that we do an internal financing like using our retained earnings. And we also need to take a new bank loan with our Maybank. The installments can be paid by using alternative of the retained earnings of Amway.
So how about your opinion, Ms. Wardina? Can we apply for a loan from Maybank to invest in generating our sales?
You're going to take a new loan. I see that you have paid the last loan, but I am afraid that you are unable to pay the new loan in time by looking at the time payment that this company need to pay the debt for this year. As we can see, from your leverage performance for the year 2002 and 2019, I can easily spot that your company is dealing with a higher percentage of the debt. So basically, in leverage ratio on debt ratio, in the year of 2019, the total percentage recorded at 49.77%, while in 2020 record a percentage increase of 3.9%, which is 53.67%. This shows that your company has the highest debt ratio in financing the assets. However, the equity ratio shows a positive in 2020 where the percentage record at 0.02 times compared to 2019, which is 0.03 times. This shows the total percentage decreased moderately by 0.01 times. It means the company used more equity than the debt. Next, the time interest earned shows a better performance in 2020. The company earned 102.51 times compared to the previous year, which is 94.82 times. It shows the company can meet the loan requirement for the interest payments.
As you can see, we are better in collecting debts from account receivable, which in 2019, we are taking 60 days to collect the debt, but in this year only takes 10 days to collect the debt. As you can see, we only took a little time to pay off the debt because we managed to improve in paying debts. The total days has decreased by 6 days, which make our company only take 10 days to pay debts in 2020.
If you are going to take a new loan, maybe I will consider it. But before you apply it, I want to know the extent from used debt to finance their investment. Does this company meet its interest payment obligation well compared from the previous year?
I admit that our company has quite a better financial structure in our company by looking back at our leverage ratio, which is debt ratio, that is still competent even though the percentage is slightly increased. I believe that the financial structure of our company will be permanently stable. And I also believe for future management account receivable, our company needs to tighten our policy in order to reduce debt service obligations. But I'm afraid this policy will damage our relationship with the clients.
Alright, we will grant the loan for this company as we have been associated for a long time now. We don't want to lose our friendships. But if this situation persists, we will not hesitate to withdraw from this company.
Alright then, let's conclude this, shall we? Miss Soleha, please.
Okay, the company will make innovation and unique products to intensify marketing and promote sales. Besides that, we also can apply more on divestment of the bank to boost earnings for the segment as for generating cash flows. Moreover, we can do any CSR project for extra marketing to increase sales and demand from customers. It will raise the public's awareness of the existence of our company and know the advantages of the service we can offer them. And if required, the company will also apply for a new bank loan. The retained earning will also be used to pay the new loan installments.
Alright, good. Anything else? Any question or comments?
No, Mr.
Mr.
Chairperson.
No, Mr. Chairperson.
Well then, thank you for attending. Will someone propose the meeting to be adjourned?
Yes, I also propose the meeting to be adjourned.
Seconder?
Yes, I second the motion.
Thank you. The meeting is adjourned. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.